Good morning, Lone. And to you, William. And you, Henry. Please, let me introduce you around.
Good morning to all.
Hiya.
Hello.
Allow me to introduce Professor Lake to you all. He is the head of the expedition. He's just back from Antarctica to attend to some business here.
Good morning, gentlemen. It's a pleasure to have all of you on board. Akeley, good to see you again.
The sentiment is mutual, Lake.
The discovery we made is unprecedented in all of human history. I expect that your great depth of knowledge can help us learn even more.
Certainly. It'll be our pleasure to help you any way we can.
What we have uncovered is incredible. I return to retrieve the invention that will help write us into the pages of history. The drill invented by Mr. Poverty. The trip back here took what seemed like forever. But this time we will fly back. The journey will be much quicker, even if we must take landings at airports here and there. Correct, Mr. Barron?
That's right, Professor Lake. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Louis Barron, and I will be your pilot for this journey. And if needed, I am handy in a fight.
Pump the brakes on your enthusiasm, Louis. There will be no call for fighting. Excuse him. He's an Army veteran, and an excellent pilot. But let's get aboard. We have plenty of time to get everyone on the same page.
They left Arkham on October 2nd. They made a stopover in Honduras, and from there, the crossing of the Pacific began. They replenished their food and fuel supplies in Tasmania. The Antarctic Ocean was waiting for them, and a chill ran down their spines when they spotted the high slopes that crowned the McMurdo Sound.
All in all, it was quite the pleasant flight. Allow me to introduce you to my student and dear friend Danforth.
A pleasure to meet you. Consider me completely at your disposal.
Nice to meet you, Danforth. Let me introduce you to my friends, William Blanco and Henry Ackley.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Danforth.
We have met before.
Welcome, Professor. Forgive me if I seem a tad brusque. There's something I need to discuss with the Professor.
Speak then, Danforth. You know how I hate subterfuge.
As you wish. Do you remember the two men who fell sick just before he left the site? After the discovery of the entrance into the mountainside?
Yes, of course I remember them.
They're dead.
Dead?
Yes, Professor. The worst thing is that we can't figure out their exact cause of death, which is why the bodies have not yet been sent home. We fear a possible contagion getting out.
Well, that's a very unpleasant situation, to say the least. Gentlemen, feel free to wander around the camp at will. And to get to know our colleagues better, I have to deal with this matter. I'll see you all later.
Of course, Professor. We'll try not to get in your way any further while you're dealing with this unfortunate situation.
Actually, on second thought, would you mind accompanying me? I would love to hear your opinion on this whole affair. Permit me to introduce you to Dyer, Professor of Geology at Miskatonic.
Good morning, gentlemen.
What, Professor? You don't introduce me?
Of course. Impatient as always, I see, my friend. My distinguished colleague Atwood of the Physics Department.
Honored to meet you, gentlemen.
The honor belongs to us.
Forgive me, but a problem has arisen. And not an insignificant one, from what I've been told.
Yes, a great tragedy.
That it has occurred now is most unfortunate. It has spoiled the euphoria of such a landmark moment in human history.
Professor Lake filled us in during the flight. Stupendous, but also terribly frightening.
Absolutely, my friend. as much as any other discovery that has changed the destiny of mankind, although nothing else compares on this kind of level.
Gentlemen, you will see with your own eyes soon enough. For now, there are those poor guys to deal with.
No objection in any respect. I hope we can get to the bottom of all this. I wouldn't want to die from some disease before my adventure here concludes.
Very black and inappropriate humor. Daya, you will never change. See you later. I'll be in touch.
We're headed to the mess hall for a hot drink.
Please feel free to join us if you like.
Follow me.
After you.
Good morning, Professor. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, Doctor.
This should be the infirmary, or rather, the morgue, it seems.
Lone?
Good one.
I like people with a sense of humor. A rare thing to find in such remote wastelands as these. It's nice just to see some new faces, too. Did you just now arrive?
That's right. Name's Lone Carter, private investigator. We're here at the express request of the professor.
There are matters here that require our services.
You've come at a terrible time for us.
It seems that way.
Bring us up to speed, Doctor.
These two gentlemen passed without any known cause. I can't imagine any valid reason for them to have died.
Can we help out somehow? As far as I know, we won't be departing immediately.
It takes at least a day for such preparations to be made.
If Lake doesn't mind, you're more than welcome. But I don't imagine you have any medical expertise.
They don't. But I could probably help you.
Henry? Is that really you?
Apparently.
Okay.
Let's get to work.
But are you all right?
Better than you could ever expect. Gentlemen, I'll be with you as soon as I'm done here.
Doctor, could you join me briefly in my tent to fill in some final details so we can get the bodies back to their families?
Of course. After you.
We take our leave, gentlemen. Let us know if you find anything further.
You too, gentlemen. Leave me alone for a while. I must focus. And if they have not found any apparent cause of death, I'm sure I can figure out why not.
Be that as it may, Henry. This is not what we're here for. Don't spend too much time on this.
See you later, Henry.
Some medicinal diluent. A first aid kit. These must be their medical records. Let's have a better look at it. Sven Oostella and Jean-Paul Greco. Blah blah blah. Both of them were workers here at the camp. It says it's impossible to determine the time of death. Strange. All internal organs are intact. There are no cardiac pathologies or other evidence to suggest any bleeding out. Tests for known toxins have excluded all as causative factors. Recommended quarantine of all crew due to possible contamination by unknown pathogen. This is where the doctor's ability to analyze all this comes to an end. And on closer inspection, if this data is correct, then these men should still be alive. It seems to be blowing things out of proportion to impose a quarantine. If that were the case, they would all be dead already. Besides, medical appraisal is limited only to what physical examination can observe. I'll take care of the rest. He appears to almost be alive. It sends a shiver down my spine. Okay, buddy. I'll try not to bother you too much. Please don't wake up on me. How would I use that? No need to do that. No reason to touch that. I don't feel like doing that. There's a marking here that looks like a mole. There's something strange about it. I wonder if Sven has one as well. I don't feel like touching it. This confirms my theory. A transmigration ritual. Some religions might interpret it as the tearing out of a soul, but it would be more correct to call it an essence. I never thought a ritual could be used this way. For murder! This mark on Sven's body is almost faded away. I might be able to learn something more from Jean-Paul. Who knows where this poor fellow might be now? I imagine hell would be more pleasant. Floating aimlessly through time and space. Most likely for eternity. How barbaric! By diluting some of the powder I have on me, I might be able to learn more from him. But not from Sven. There's not enough left of what he once was. His essence could be anywhere by now, in any place or dimension. There is just what I need. Some diluent. This should do the job. Perfect. That's done it.
Where am I? I'm cold. I can't see. I'm scared.
Calm down. This will all be over soon.
What will be over soon? What's happening to me?
Stay calm. It's just a dream.
That's a relief. I sure hope I wake up soon.
I'm sure you will.
Who are you?
I'm Henry Akeley, a professor at Miskatonic University.
I don't know you. Why are you in my dreams?
Tell me what you see.
Everything's pitch black. I can't see anything. My legs, my arms. I can't feel anything.
What happened to you?
I don't know. I was in my quarters. I must have fallen asleep.
Jean-Paul, was there anyone who wished you harm? Anyone who bore a grudge against you?
No. I may not exactly have led a blameless life, but the people I know have always been fond of me. What a strange question to be asked in a dream.
Jean-Paul, I cannot continue lying to you. I'm very sorry to have to tell you this, but you're dead. Somebody murdered you and your friend Sven.
Dead? I've thought this felt too strange to be a mere dream.
Sadly, there is nothing I can do to fix this. But I can help you take revenge on the culprit. A small consolation, but at least it's something.
Small indeed. God knows how poor Mary would take the news. I have not been the best of husbands. If you could maybe tell her sorry from me?
Of course. I will do that.
I still can't imagine who would want us dead. Unless, could it have been because of that thing?
Anything you can tell us could prove vital.
It's something Sven and I found. What? What is that thing?
Jean-Paul! Stay with me!
Help! Oh my god!
Jean-Paul, calm down.
Oh my god! Oh!
Jean-Paul? Jean-Paul! He's gone. Poor soul. But we'll find that bastard for you. That's a promise. I must inform the others immediately.
So, what have you found out?
You really can die from the cold out here.
As I expected. No need to go into great detail. They seem to have found some artifact, but I lost connection before I could find out what it is.
Excuse me, Henry, but how do you know they found something? What the hell were you up to in there?
Yep.
Gentlemen, they were killed by ritual magic. Extremely cruel ritual magic. I'm quite familiar with such things, as you probably know by now.
I had no idea such things could go this far. When we get back, you and I should have a long chat, if that's all right with you.
William, you are still but an infant compared to myself. Are you certain you want to pay the price for such knowledge?
Gentlemen, this talk of yours about necromancy is most entertaining, but if there really is a killer on the loose around here, we are all in immediate danger. We must investigate further.
Agreed. There'll be time for small talk later.
So that we don't appear to be completely insane, we should avoid speaking of how we came to know all this.
I can deceive them by telling them it was some kind of poison unknown to modern medicine. The doctor may have objections, but he will believe me in the end. He has followed my studies closely and knows that I don't make idle claims.
We should avoid mentioning that they found something, at least until hard evidence comes to light. They would question how we knew all this.
That goes without saying. Gentlemen, some news that may interest you.
Tell us, Lone.
Ackley?
After careful consideration, I have come to the conclusion that this is murder.
Murder? What are you saying?
Are you joking, Henry?
Doctor, I never joke, as you should well know.
I have found no trace of violent death or poisoning. Actually, I didn't find any cause of death at all.
But that is simply absurd. We all know each other here, and we're all decent people.
Shush, Danforth. Let's hear what they have to say.
I'm sorry, Professor.
Shush!
I can tell you that I found traces of a substance that, I know for sure, is capable of killing any adult man. Something not found in medical literature, but which I came to know of through my travels.
You're really never happy unless you can stick in some esotericism, are you, Henry?
Stop your bickering. Lake asked for our help, and that's what we're going to give him. It's true that Ackley's methods aren't exactly orthodox, but they've never let us down in the past. So, I'm of the opinion that there could be a killer on the loose among us. Would you rather risk that, or would you rather we investigate?
If Armitage sent you to me, he must have a good reason for doing so. I want to trust you.
But, Lake, this seems absurd to me.
Doctor, there will be no further discussion. Also, in light of this new evidence, any danger of contagion seems now to be moot. Finalize the documentation necessary to send the remains of those poor souls back to their families.
Sure.
Lone, you have complete authority over this matter, at least until tomorrow. The airlift is scheduled for early morning and we cannot postpone it.
We'll manage.
Is there anything else we can do?
I have a few questions for you.
Ask away.
How well did you know Sven?
Not very well, to tell you the truth.
Neither did I.
I knew him somewhat.
Can you think of any reasons someone would want to hurt him?
I can't think of any. He was always nice to everyone. I remember this one time.
Danforth, stick to the point.
Sorry, Professor.
What can you tell me about Jean-Paul?
We chatted a few times. A fairly cheerful fellow, perhaps even a bit too much so.
But a really good guy.
Danforth, how dare you interrupt me?
Excuse me, Professor. I thought you were done.
I see you've already forgotten the few rudiments of manners I've struggled to impart on you. With that said, I'm done.
Can you think of any reasons someone would want to hurt him?
May I?
Go ahead.
If there were women involved, then yes, perhaps. In this wasteland, though, I doubt it. We are without female companionship. He was really nice to everyone.
I see. Can you tell us anything more about the expedition?
Nothing I didn't already tell you on the plane. Tomorrow, after the excavation, we will all know much more. Pabady's drill should allow us to extract those ice samples without damaging their contents. They're unbelievable contents.
It seems Pabody's drill is a true wonder of technology.
The most advanced in the world. Without it, discovery or not, we all may as well have just headed straight back home. It can drill more accurately and deeper than any other.
Danforth, where were you at the time of the murder?
Surely in my quarters. Am I a suspect?
Nobody is a suspect. We just have to question everyone who was here at the time of the murder.
I'm still not convinced it was even a murder.
Fortunately, we have people with us whose job it is to figure such matters out.
Yes, Professor, of course.
Doctor, where were you when the bodies were discovered?
I was in the infirmary, as always. I was catching up on some paperwork at the time.
Can anyone confirm this?
People stop by the infirmary all the time for one reason or another. I think pretty much anyone in the camp can vouch for me.
I can confirm that. I went by the infirmary around that time.
Good. Tell me about Atwood and Dyer.
What can I tell you, Lone? They are both luminaries in their field, and I am fortunate to have them here with me. I am quite certain they are above suspicion. I would wager good money on that, actually.
What do we know about Barron?
A rough guy. Very macho. But he was not here at the time of the incident. He was busy piloting the very aircraft you were on.
Good point, Lake. See you later.
Whenever you need us, we'll be right here for you.
Any ideas?
Let's ask around.
I agree. Let's try to know more about the victims.
Can I speak with you for just a moment?
Sure. Go ahead.
Name's Lone Carter. I'm investigating the death of your colleagues at Lake's request.
Nice to meet you. I'm Monroe.
Feeling a bit cold?
Yeah. I'm trying to warm up a little over here.
Why don't you just go into one of the tents?
I wish I could, but I'm out here guarding the drill.
I see.
Damn weather has taken a turn for the worse here. And my teammate doesn't like keeping the stove burning. I finally convinced him to warm up the room a little for the night. Hopefully he doesn't change his mind.
Why would he?
I don't know. He's not exactly your normal human being. You can't find him in the second tent on the left there. His name is Johnson.
Tell me about Sven.
I'm so sad. He was a great friend to me.
I'm sorry to hear that. Can you think of any reason someone might have wanted to harm him?
Not that I know of. He was always so nice to everyone.
There's something I must tell you. We fear that your colleagues may have been murdered.
Incredible. Who would have done that? And why?
That's what we're trying to find out. Did you notice anything odd about him?
There was one thing.
I'm listening.
In the days preceding his death, Sven was hanging out more and more often with Greco.
Interesting.
But that's not all.
Go on, please.
He appeared wary, as if he feared something. I have no idea why. His eyes were quite red, as if he wasn't sleeping well.
Did you notice any of these same symptoms in Greco?
I can't say I noticed anything like that with him.
Thanks anyway. Tell me what you know about Jean-Paul.
I didn't know him all that well.
Is there anyone who might have had a grudge against him?
He was a little outspoken, but all in all, a pretty decent guy. So, no, I don't think so. I hope you get to the bottom of all this.
Oh, don't worry. We will. Tell me about Johnson.
I would call him a good person, but even though strange is more like it.
Why are you out here guarding the drill?
It's a very delicate machine. Danforth insisted on keeping an eye on it. That doesn't make much sense out here in the middle of nowhere, but orders are orders. Oh, we had a slight problem. The oil was leaking. Nothing that couldn't be fixed. Johnson has already taken care of that.
Is there anything you can tell us about the expedition?
Not much. We're just mechanics. You should talk to the brains of the operation. They're over there, in the mess hall, as we speak.
See you later. Is anybody there?
Come on in.
Can I steal a moment of your time?
Sure, I'm on a break.
Hi there. Name's Lone Carter. This is William Blanco and Henry Ackley.
A pleasure to meet you. I'm Johnson. What can I do for you?
I have a few questions. It will only take a moment of your time.
Very well. There's not much else for me to do right now. The drill was leaking oil left, right, and center, but I got all that plugged up, thank God.
What can you tell me about Sven Osterling?
And who might that be?
One of your colleagues. There have been 2 deaths. Know anything about that?
I haven't exactly bonded with the rest of the crew. Was he the Frenchie or the German?
The German.
I see. He seemed like a nice enough guy to me.
They seem to have been murdered.
Interesting. I didn't do it, if that's what you're insinuating.
I wasn't insinuating anything. You're merely after the truth. We were investigating at the bequest of Lake.
I'm really sorry, but I don't know anything about those two guys.
Thanks anyway. What can you tell me about Jean-Paul Greco?
He was annoying as hell. I'm sorry he's dead, but I'm glad I don't have to listen to his grating voice anymore.
That's not a very nice thing to say.
The truth is rarely very nice.
It might be nicer if it included some degree of respect.
If you say so, Lone.
Thanks anyway. What can you tell me about this groundbreaking discovery?
Nothing. This is just another job for me. I can work and get some peace. For the most part, at least. I can't deny that going into the mountain had me shaken up at first, but I tend to find myself bored by most things fairly quickly. Let's hope the drill rekindles my enthusiasm.
Understood. Thank you. What's your job here?
I'm head of maintenance and in charge of the explosives.
What was the problem with the drill? We brought it here with us.
Some kind of minor mechanical fault that caused an oil leak. It's all fixed now, though. It's a miracle of technology, but tends to break down easily.
See you later.
Fine.
Is anybody there?
Come in.
May I take a moment of your time?
Go ahead.
Mind if we ask you a few questions?
Shoot.
What can you tell me about Sven Osterle?
What do you want to know?
Anything that might help with our investigation.
He was pretty much a complete idiot. I learned to tolerate it.
I see. Can you tell me anything about Jean-Paul?
A total cretin. Always jabbering, on and on and on.
Right, gotcha. Tell me about yourself.
What do you want to know? I was in the army, a soldier, and now I fly airplanes for old duffers. I could snap them in half with one arm behind my back. Ah, the good times. Heads rolled like bowling balls.
You must have learned a lot back then.
You can say that again, bud.
See you later.
Catch you later.
It's already showing the right month. I don't want to take them. They stink. Some old boots. It looks like there's something in them. Let's see what's in here. Shoe polish. It could come in handy. Some lube could always come in handy, even if it's just cooking oil. Some metal cans. A can could always come in handy. Any ideas?
We could ask Lake if he noticed something strange with those guys.
You came after all.
Gentlemen, make yourselves at home. Would you like a drink?
No thanks.
But Lon...
William, we have pressing matters at hand. The odds are stacked decidedly against us. We must keep our minds lucid. Isn't that right, Henry?
It is as you say, Lone.
Yet you, Lone, you have the face of a man to whom the bottle is no stranger.
Never while on duty. Wouldn't you agree, Atwood?
Of course. As you all may recall, this is Dyer over here.
Nice to see you all again. New company is a rare thing in these parts.
How can we help you?
What can you tell me about Sven Osterle?
Poor guy. Kept to himself mostly.
But when he drank, he became the life of the party. Atwood, remember that stopover we made in Peru? That woman went totally crazy over him.
Yeah, poor boy.
If I'm not mistaken, he was from Germany originally, but his family had settled in America some time ago. I believe they immigrated shortly before the Great War.
Good for them. Things weren't looking good in those parts. And yet, what will his parents think if they're still alive? This I don't know. To escape that hell only to lose their son in this land at the edge of the world.
It's part of the game, Atwood. It's a risky business.
Of course, but it usually involves death from shipwreck, plane crash, or other work-related hazards. We are actually pretty sure. Dear gentlemen, this is now a case of murder.
What? Murder?
Are you sure?
Ackley?
Absolutely certain.
This changes everything.
Furthermore, the killer is still among us. Could be anyone who was here at the time of the crime. Therefore, only us, Baron, and Professor Lake can be counted out, as we were in Arkham together, along with the crew of the plane.
I see. So we are all suspects?
We still have no clue as to the identity of the culprit. The investigation is still ongoing.
We'll assist you in any way possible, Lone.
Absolutely, yes.
What can you tell me about Jean-Paul Greco?
He was a very nice guy.
When taken in small doses. A little too chatty and enthusiastic for my taste.
But anyway, he was a good person. Or at least he seemed to me to be.
I really didn't have much contact with him. He did his simple job with efficiency, usually teamed up with that other poor guy.
I see.
Was he married?
I remember him saying once that he was. I don't know anything else.
Me neither.
Thanks.
Don't mention it. We are here to help.
Professor Lake told us of the incredible discovery.
Incredible to say the least.
Gentlemen, there are creatures frozen in there, probably from an era before humans even existed. At least, according to all the findings we have made.
We cannot fully discern their shape without exhuming them from the ice.
Yes, and yet they already seem like nothing terrestrial.
Can you give us a rough description?
You taught at Miskatonic, didn't you, Akeley?
Sure.
Unless I'm mistaken. You had access to restricted tomes.
Dyer.
Easy, Atwood. It seems my fame precedes me.
Precisely. And that's something you should be proud of. These creatures look like they sprang directly from the pages of the Necronomicon, as the mad Arab Al-Hazred sketched them therein.
These sound like mere flights of fancy, Dyer.
Most interesting. I can't wait to get to the site.
We share your enthusiasm. Hopefully this investigation will not cause too much delay.
Shouldn't be a huge hurdle, Dyer. Or at least I hope not. I intend to solve this case as soon as possible. Heading out with a murder hot on my trail doesn't sit well with me.
I agree.
Can you tell me anything else about the expedition?
Tomorrow you will see for yourself.
See you later.
Catch you later, gentlemen.
Whenever you need us, we are here for you.
Good morning. Name's Lone Carter.
Good morning, if you say so.
Not in the best of moods today?
Not particularly. It's pretty much 24 hours of daylight every day. Can't get any sleep, and my little guys here aren't at their happiest either. As you can see.
Yeah, all this can't exactly be easy on them either. May I inquire as to your name?
I'm Larson. I tend these poor dogs and take care of the sleds.
Do you mind if I ask you about a couple of things?
Go ahead. Things can't get any worse today.
What can you tell me about Sven Osterley?
Are you trying to make me cry, Lone?
That's not my intention. I'm just after any information you might have.
Honestly, I don't want to talk about it. I'm depressed enough already.
If you don't want to, you don't have to.
I'd rather not, if it's all the same to you.
Thanks all the same. Do you know Johnson well?
Well, just barely. He ain't exactly the most open person I ever met. I think he may have fallen into depression, even more so than me.
I see. Tell me about this expedition.
The pay is good, but it's rough on the dogs. Hear that? They are not happy, and neither am I.
Doesn't the discovery excite you at all?
The remnants of a pre-human civilization? Not in the slightest. The few things I thought I knew for sure are gone, and now I feel even more insignificant.
I see. What can you tell me about Dyer and Atwood?
They mostly keep to themselves, but seem like decent enough guys. Very cultured and distinguished. They tend not to mix too much with the likes of us. I wouldn't even know what to talk about with them. The only time they appeared happy was when the discovery was made. They drank and celebrated. They seemed like regular folk then. If only I had studied too.
Tell me about Danforth.
He's Lake's assistant. He coordinates everything. A decent guy.
What can you tell me about the doctor?
He's not a head doctor, but I do feel I can talk about my feelings with him. He's very sympathetic.
Tell me about Baron.
A real reactionary. Stupid as a goat. And always up for a fight. My dogs are far easier to reason with.
What can you tell me about Monroe?
A great guy. Always does his share of the labour. Always willing to listen to me when life seems meaningless. He's pulled me back from the brink of a breakdown countless times. I owe him more than I can say.
See you later.
Hopefully.
Hi, name's Lone Carter.
I'm on duty here. Make it fast.
I've got a few questions for you.
Ask them when I'm not on duty.
Lake has appointed me to investigate the deaths that have occurred here in this camp.
I'm sure he did, but I cannot allow anything to distract me from my duty as a guard.
Gotcha. I'll just be off then. What's in that tent?
The storage tent contains all the personnel belongings of the expedition members, as well as the bulk of the university equipment.
We need to get into the storage tent.
You cannot go in there!
We need access for our investigation.
Oh, I'm sure he has. But if any problems crop up later, I'll be the one paying the price. I'll need to see the proper papers before I can let you in.
I see. See you later.
Oh, please, enjoy the rest of your day.
I have a few questions for you.
Ask away.
What can you tell me about Johnson?
Have you gotten to meet him yet?
Yes, in his tent a short while ago. A withdrawn type.
Absolutely. But trustworthy, in my opinion.
I concur.
Yeah, Danforth. How would I get by without your approval?
Can you tell me anything else about Sven?
Nothing else comes to mind.
I can't think of anything.
Monroe did mention that for the last few days, Sven appeared to be on edge, as if he were afraid of something, and that he hung around more often than not with Jean-Paul.
I didn't notice anything myself.
Then pay more attention, Danforth!
Do you know where the victims kept their belongings and correspondence?
We usually keep such things in our quarters, but we also have trunks kept in storage.
Do you have any idea where the victims' correspondence has gone to?
We turned up nothing in Sven and Jean-Paul's quarters.
The mail goes out once a month.
It's usually not sorted until a few days ahead of time, and there are still a few days to go.
Thanks for interrupting me, Danforth.
Sorry, Professor.
Did you find anything unusual among the victims' possessions?
Sven's trunk in that storage tent was practically empty. We haven't been able to get Jean-Paul's trunk open. We can't find the key. And it would be most indelicate to return it to the family after it's been broken open.
Understandable, but we absolutely must find out what's inside it. Where were they staying?
Danforth?
They were in the same tent, along with Baron.
Thanks. Any ideas about how to get Jean-Paul's trunk open?
We can't find the key. It could be anywhere.
We need to take a look in the storage tent, but the guard won't let us pass.
He's a somewhat over-enthusiastic type.
He has to see our papers.
I can't help you out with this one, Lone. It would take forever to prepare the proper paperwork to grant access to their personal effects. Gentlemen, excuse me for a moment, but I have to confer with Lone in private. Come over here. Use your investigative skills. Come on.
Are you giving us carte blanche?
I don't know what you're talking about. Do whatever you need to. This discussion never happened. The last thing I need is to get tangled up in some stupid legal mess.
All right.
See you later.
See you later.
Whenever you need us, we'll be right here for you.
Any ideas?
We should check the personal belongings of the victims.
Mind if we ask you a few questions?
Shoot.
Are these your quarters?
Yeah, why?
Then this must also have been Sven and Jean-Paul's quarters.
Not the best roommates I've ever had, but yeah.
Could you tell me where they slept?
In the bunk beds to your left. Sven on top, Jean-Paul on the bottom.
We're looking for the key to open Jean-Paul's trunk in the storage tent. Do you know anything about that?
Check under his mattress. He was always stashing stuff under there. At worst, you might find some decent whiskey.
Thank you. See you later.
Catch you later.
Let's find out if Baron was right.
Found anything?
Give me a sec. Got something. Bingo. A key. Hopefully it's the one we're after. Now we just have to find a way to get into the storage tent.
Greetings, my friends.
What do you require of us?
Do you know the guy guarding the storage tent?
Sure.
He's a somewhat overzealous type.
You can say that again. He won't let us in.
Actually, it contains property of the university, as well as the crew's personal goods.
Gentlemen, may I remind you that this is an ongoing investigation and that time is short.
Perhaps we can help. Take this flask. It's full of something Paris finds irresistible.
Hopefully this will be enough to persuade him.
Thank you so much. We owe you one. See you later.
Catch you later, gentlemen.
Whenever you need us, we are here for you.
Does this catch your fancy? I hear it's something you're quite fond of.
Thanks. I'll gladly take a pull on that. Let me see it then.
Now that we're a bit better acquainted, could we have a look around the storage tent?
I already told you that's not possible. Perhaps I have not made myself clear.
You cannot go in there!
You're right. Sorry. Shoe polish. Cooking oil. There's now cooking oil in the container. I don't see how heating oil would be useful. It would serve no purpose. There's now shoe polish mixed with cooking oil in the container. Let's see what happens.
My God, what a stench loan.
Almost done. Here. It's turned all black and slimy. It would serve no purpose. I don't know what to do with it. It might come in handy. I don't need any medicine. I wonder if it contains anything useful. I should ask Ackley. Henry, can you tell me what's in this jar?
Let me see. Looks like a laxative to me, and a strong one at that.
Sounds good. I'll grab some. It might help us out somewhere along the way. This could just work. I would call this an explosive cocktail indeed. Would you like some more?
Thanks. I'll gladly take a pull on that.
Have a great day.
Oh my god!
Here it comes.
I can't resist! Oh my god! Oh!
We now have access to the storage tents. It's locked. It fits. There are random odds and ends inside, and a letter. There's no trace of any sort of valuable artifact, though.
A letter? Read it. It might hold some vital clues.
Mary, our worries are over. In addition to the lavish paycheck from this expedition, I think I found, during our last outing, an object of immense value. It should make us a lot of money. Tell your brother to get in touch with that certain person. Unfortunately, we will have to share the spoils, but we will worry about that later. Jean-Paul. P.S. I'm a bit worried because that weirdo Johnson, whom I mentioned previously, seems to be breathing down our necks as if he suspects something. I'll just leave the key here. To recap, Jean-Paul and Sven found something.
Someone probably saw them taking it.
And killed them for it.
Considering the manner in which they were killed, I would say the object is not something that possesses mere monetary value.
But they couldn't have known that.
Johnson appears to be the prime suspect. Can it really be that easy?
Let's have another chat with him.
It's closed. It's locked. It says Johnson on it.
We must find a way to get it open.
I agree. We have to get hold of the key. I don't want to move them. I don't need to open them. Can I speak with you for just a moment?
Sure. Go ahead.
We suspect it may have been Johnson who killed Jean Paul and Sven.
Johnson?
Yeah, this letter pretty much says it all.
Strange. He didn't seem to me to be the murdering type. The strangest thing he has done so far is to go loopy every time someone goes near the stove in his quarters.
Could he be hiding something in there?
We have to get him out of his quarters then.
There's only one thing that would get him out of there. If there was some problem with the drill.
Good idea. We'll see what we can do about that. Thanks. See you later. The drill we brought with us. I've heard that it's the cutting edge of technology. Better not. It's a very complex device. Bingo. That definitely looks like an oil leak to me. The drill has another oil leak.
That couldn't have happened again.
It seems it could. There's black stuff spewing out everywhere.
I have to get this under control, immediately. Oh my god, this is unfortunate. Please don't touch anything while I'm gone.
There seems to be something incandescent inside. Let's give this a try. Okay, I've turned it off. Ow! It's hot. Perfect. Some time in the snow has cooled it off. Looks like a key.
It must be for Johnson's trunk. He's a bit paranoid about it.
Which does not bode well. Let's check before the guard returns from his special needs.
Come on.
Let's see what Johnson has hidden away in there.
I hope it's the right key.
I'll give it a try. But it's empty. There's nothing in here.
Well, well, well.
What are you laughing about, you idiot?
Just as I thought. Halt! If it is death you wish for, I can grant that. But first, I can't believe I revealed myself all for nothing. You were so far off track. I expected better from you, Ackley, and you two damn yokels.
So you are the one who killed those two men so brutally?
Brutally? I never even spilled one single drop of blood. I was doing the cleanest job of it until you all showed up. Prepare yourself. You will be with them soon enough. And don't you dare take even a single step. I could always say that you attacked me, and I had to defend myself. La Grinka, Getona, Getona, Glinoto, La Grinka, Getona, Getona.
That was close.
Oh my god, Johnson. You saved us all.
Did you really think the Keepers had no one in place to keep an eye on all this?
This explains everything.
Why, you were stalking those guys.
I was sure they had something to hide. They seemed nervous and furtive. I overheard them arguing inside their tent over an object they found during the last expedition up the mountain. It seems the dissidents got to them before I could. There was nothing I could do to save them.
At least now we know who's behind the murders. Let's take all this to Professor Lake. He needs to know the truth. When this scum wakes up, I'll make sure he spills the beans. He's waking up.
What? You found this in your trunk, Danforth. How could you? I trusted you to go so far as to kill for profit.
Profit? Paw, you Lake. You tiny man being so full of himself, you don't know anything.
How dare you! I took you under my wing all these years.
I'm sorry, Lake, but you won't be pulling this mole out of his hole.
Stop him!
There's nothing we can do. He's dead.
But how?
They couldn't tell Lake all the details of what had happened. It seemed, as Johnson warned them later, he was with the dissidents. That same group of men who tried to capture Lone in Arkham. The mystery had deepened in its intensity. Not even Johnson could explain their presence there, but everything led to that gigantic mountain and the secrets it contained. Preparations were made as fast as the mood around the camp fell. They departed on the sleds the following day, some of them carrying the drill, the rest bearing a platoon of men. The journey was exhausting. The three men could now nod along whenever the topic of the terrifying Antarctic climate came up. Finally, they arrived at the entrance. They were overwhelmed with amazement. Hewn out of the mountainside was a doorway, not of any natural formation. And yet, the biggest surprise was still waiting for them within.
Wonderful.
To the point of being frightening. I wonder how it could be of any help.
Patience, Lone. Patience. We'll figure it out eventually.
If you say so. I don't want to disturb him. He's hard at work. I can't get closer. I can't get closer. What are you doing, William?
Forgive me, Lone. I literally lost myself daydreaming about this extraordinary discovery.
Thank you later, then. He's clearly busy. This discovery is astonishing. It's incredible that I'm still able to surprise myself. Strange. Lake, the professor in charge of the expedition, a really nice person. Dyer and Atwood have been very kind to us. What are these little earthquakes?
Probably just some small landslips. I think they're normal in these areas.
Thank you later, then.
As that creature attacked, as the echo of screams pierced his eardrums, time stopped for Lone. Had he died? He couldn't know that. He felt strangely wonderful. He began to see gigantic, colossal creatures which flailed in suffering as they were violently tormented by a fighting swarm. Where had Lone seen those creatures before? Then came an enormous black sea, dense, alive, gigantic, that consumed what remained of the unfortunate demons. And then he woke up.
How did I save myself? That thing attacked me, and that vivid vision came to me. Did I do all this? Henry? William? Professor Lake? Oh, I can't bear it. Don't let that be Lake. It's as I feared. And over there, poor Paris and Atwood. At least, I think that might be Paris. Such brutal ends. But where are the others? Those horrible things. They must have taken them away. God, the horror. These poor people. They were good people. Let me check if Lank still has that strange artifact on him. It may prove useful yet. Oh my God. So horrible. Or Lake. Ugh, he has it. I don't want to touch that. I wonder if it still works. Besides, I wouldn't know how to use it. It seems to represent some sort of primordial world. There's no sign of life. Stars and planets. No configurations that I'm familiar with. There's a certain huge mass in the center that feels very ominous. I recognize dinosaurs, but there are infinitely larger figures behind them. Gives me the chills. Some of these figures are horribly reminiscent of those that were trapped in the ice. Others have similar features, but have a larger mass at the base of the head. It looks like an exposed brain. Some kind of battle fought by winged creatures against gigantic beings. Some of these remind me of the image of the tentacular being I have often encountered in my investigations. Ackley said it was known as Cthulhu or something like that. Not all of them are the same size, and one of them seems to dominate the others. Some kind of dark mass is attacking and absorbing the polypod figures. It brings horrible recollections to mind of the creature I encountered in the caves under Innsmouth, and which has taken up lodging within me. The technology involved here is completely incomprehensible. It fits in the keyhole perfectly. It has no handles or locks. I can pull the key back out without having to rotate the lock.
Strange creature. You are unlike anything we know of. One part of you we know all too well. The splitted part is calling out, screeching, gurgling. You may pass.
My arm. I have it under control again. There's no time right now to try figuring out the deeper meaning behind all this. If Blanco and Ackley were taken by those things, they might still be alive and in danger. Simply wondrous. Incredible. Huh? These guys again.
Sweep the entire area, and if you find anyone alive, eliminate them.
False alarm. Go back to your guard posts.
Escaped by a hair's width. What's all that over there? My eyes are still adjusting to the sudden light. Henry? William? Guys, can you hear me?
Lone? Lone! You're alive!
Yes, but don't strain yourself.
Your arm.
We'll worry about that later. For now, I'm fine. I wish I could say the same for you.
William. Did William make it? Lone. It's horrible. He was screaming. These cocoons are digesting us. William.
William! William! Can you hear me?
Lone, my friend.
He's in terrible shape. I absolutely have to do something. That's Dyer in there. He's already dead. From what I can tell, the cocoons are digesting them, little by little. Henry, take it easy. Just give me time to figure out how to get you out of this.
Lone, don't worry. I'll not be running off anywhere soon. I just need some rest.
Keep fighting it. An S-shaped spiral. When Cathigna shall be aligned, when the great old ones shall reawaken, that day shall be our victory. We shall hear the piping of the pipers, and the insane god at the center of our universe shall swirl, gurgling, for all eternity. Swirl forever. Interesting. I somehow know the symbol's meaning. It's as if I have access to memories that were never mine. Do they come from the creature within me? It's some kind of giant. They called it the Great Ancient One. A terrible sense of dread remains. Let's have a look. A representation of a weapon. Cathigna. Enormous. Gigantic. I can't continue doing it. I must stay focused. It could prove useful. Wait, I'll get you out of this whore. Oh, William, how do you feel?
Alone. Alone.
My friend, hang in there. I beg of you.
We've come so far together, but...
Stop struggling, William. I'll find a way to get back and help you.
Lone, listen to what he has to say.
To me, you have been a true friend. Thanks for this adventure. Thank you for everything, my dear friends.
William.
William! No!
Lone, calm yourself. This is no time to lose control. We will have enough time to grieve if we manage to get back alive.
You're right. Take care of him. I'll deal with the rest of this.
Lone gasped for air, as if someone had hit him directly in the pit of his stomach. But there was no time for mourning poor William. He would do it at the appropriate time.
I don't want to move him.
Lone, go ahead. Take care of all this. Do whatever needs to be done.
Let's have a look. I did it! Huh? Is anybody there? He's gone. I don't think he wants to hurt me. It's seems the creature took refuge in this ravine. Who knows where it leads? You won't be needing these anymore.
You must be Lone Carter.
Aquila, don't you recognize me?
I have never seen you before. I am not Aquila, even if I seem to be.
But it's not
True. Without alchemy, this would not be possible.
Alchemy?
The Keepers have used this science for centuries, to never run short of men, or have the most loyal of followers anyway. We share, in part, the memories and thoughts of our fathers, even if the exact memories of our founders may have blurred over time. A very nice man once dubbed us automatons.
Automatons?
But I would argue that we are quite human in every respect.
So it would seem.
Lone, I didn't expect you to charge straight into the lion's den. I had enough time to send a message to the Keepers before I was captured.
Actually, it was them that sent me here.
Unfortunately, I had no idea I was headed into their lair. The ritual that brought me here cost the lives of 3 of my brethren. The last thing I expected was to end up smack dab in the middle of the dissident's lair.
You came here through some kind of ritual?
Yes, we have the ability to open cosmic gates, but doing so always comes with a price to pay. And to do so, to such a place as this, at the edge of the known world, the price was high indeed. But it is ingrained in us to make any sacrifice needed for the cause.
Why did the Keepers lead me here?
The Ancient Ones are not a secret to us, but we did not know where to find them. They created the creature that merged with you, and it still dwells here to this day. It appears the dissidents are having a hard time controlling it. Maybe that's why they were hunting you, and why this is the last place on Earth they should have led you to. But they couldn't have known. The dissidents hold sway over the last remaining Ancient Ones.
From what I understand from the pictograms in the tunnels, they all abandoned this place long ago.
Indeed, but they would never have left the city unattended.
The ones we encountered were not exactly friendly.
Those are little more than mindless beasts. The Society of the Ancient Ones is very much like a beehive. They left a multitude of warriors here to protect the city and the Shoggoth. They can do nothing but attack. They cannot think for themselves.
What you have said makes everything a lot clearer. What name can I call you?
You may call me Falco.
Hey, you! What are you doing, slave?
I'm trying to reach the others.
Very well, let's go. The prophet is about to arrive.
Katlan, Gu! Erds Toklana! Kazna Kurd! Koi Tanakal! Koi Toklu! Katlan, Gu! Erds Toklana! Kazna Kurd! Koi Tanakal! Koi Toklu! The time is almost upon us. Wayfarer of the plan, bless us! We invoke thee! Bring death to the keepers! Begin your reign of madness! Master, everything has been prepared. Unfortunately, we have not captured the hybrid. We are confident that we will be able to subdue the creature anyway, with your help.
Katlan Tolka.
Certainly, Master.
Tlatonakal. Katlagerd. Skotja. Tot Ktra. Tlatonakal. Katlagerd. Skotja. Tot Ktra.
Stop! It seems that the stars are in alignment. Master, and apparently the final ingredient was delivered directly to our front doorstep. Bring him here! Once we've brought the Alpha Shoggoth under our control, nothing can stop us. Quick! Master! You do the honors.
Shagot. Shagotja. Tlatonakal. Katlagerd.
It's working! Master, our time has finally come! Master! Ya Katsulu Patagna! Ya Katsulu Patagna! Ya Katsulu Patagna! What's happening? It's not working! Master, get to safety!
Huh? Lone! I have to go back.
Ah!
Mother.
Oh my god, Lone! Lone! He seems to be breathing again, but his arm. The important thing is that he's still alive.
Lone could finally manage the creature within him. There were no traces of the dissidents, nor of the horrid creature that protected the immense city on the edge of the imaginable. Alone in that unknown and desolate wilderness, Lone and Akeley had fuzzy memories of how they managed to get back to Arkham. Both agreed on the fact that it was the imprisoned keeper who made it happen, Falco, but they couldn't be sure. Akeley went back to his experiments in Vermont. Lone met with Armitage several times before the keepers contacted him again. Now, He was one of them. They had thwarted a plan of the dissidents, but they hadn't defeated them. Surely their idolized deities would again find a way to breach the human soul evoked by that fearsome creature that must once have been a man. Lone made his decision. He would protect the world and avenge William. The battle had just begun, and he was ready to face them.
Lone, we need you.
Armitage. When I hear your voice, I don't know why, but my legs shake.
Don't shoot the messenger, Lone. Quite the opposite. Given your current position, I should be the one to worry. Remember Innsmouth.
Not like I could ever forget it.
A joint operation between the government and the FBI is underway.
Already?
Things seem to have taken a turn that requires immediate action. You will be in charge of the operation.
Understood. I'll be there by this evening.
Lone?
What is it now?
I recommend you take the greatest care.